Welcome back to the Coast to Coast Racing Network. We apologize. We're having some major technical difficulties at the moment, which is why we cannot show this race to you live. We are recording this instead and putting this up on our YouTube page. Marty Sakala with you alongside Isaac Salas and Dean Reynolds. These are our Renegades, and the Renegades are brought to you by Dylan Westbrook Racing. We are getting set to go here for heat racing again for our Renegades here for this week. No changes to everything else with the exception. We've cut out qualifying, so everything being done by uphill draw.
Look at this second heat draw.
And so we are set for our first heat race of the evening, and heat race number 1 is brought to you by Langdon Mechanical. Here's how the lineups look for our first heat race of the evening. Brennan Lacey and Dan McLaren make up the front row. Row number 2 is Randy Shreves and Chad Cote. Row 3, G.J. Boydell and Barry Goldner. And from the 7th position tonight is Isaac Salas. We do have a lot of storylines here coming on in, of course. So far, the topic has been the Vanderbilt race team that have won the first 2 races of the season. Brennan Lacey winning Port Royal and Stephen Goldner taking the most recent victory, that one happening last week at Lernerville Speedway. So as we take a look at this, Isaac, you start from 7th. What are we expecting here?
I'm expecting a fast track, man. I think everyone's gonna want to start being, a little bit higher on the track. But either way, I think it's gonna be pretty contested for every spot here.
Absolutely. So we'll go green, I believe, this time by, and we will. Winner will start on the front row. Glad you could join us here on the Coast to Coast Racing Networks. Lacey and McLaren will bring us to the green flag. Here we go. Lacey gets the good start on Dan McLaren. Here's Cote in third, who punches the wall off of turn 2, but keeps the car going, Dean. Randy Shreves in 4th, but a good race. G.J. Boydell looks for 5th on Barry Goldner. It's Lacey, then McLaren, then Cote, Dino.
Yeah, and Chad is probably going to go to the top side like he wants to there, but Dan is strong right there. They just don't want to get Brennan too far away.
Absolutely. The Goose takes a peek underneath for that second position as he cuts it back. Meanwhile, a huge race for the 4th and final transfer spot. And again, we have over 24 cars on the entry list. Oh, look out. McLaren's up in the wall. Over 24 cars are in this entry listing. Drivers will be going home. So finishing in 4th here is critical.
Yeah, I better listen to those words you just said, too. I mean, you see how good these fields are. Look at Isaac. Isaac's trying as hard as he can just to get one spot.
Absolutely. See Salas on the outside. Ooh, Shreve's up in the wall, though. That will cost him a lot of time. We've got 3 laps to go here in this heat race. Salas may have a chance here, Dean.
Yes, and with Randy getting in the wall, and again, that tricky turn 4, it kind of brought that pack right there for the last qualifying spot.
It did, absolutely indeed. One lap to go here at the line. You see McLaren and Cote race at it for the second position. Look at Salas.
Yep.
Final transfer spot he goes. Boydell's out of it. Boydell will have to fight his way in. Lacey, meanwhile, is your B-main winner. Your Heat 1 winner, rather. McLaren second, Cote third, and Salas with a 4th place finish.
And breathe a sigh of relief.
Yeah, that's my bad there.
Let's take a look at that. We'll have to go back to the user interface and show you here what happened to Isaac's pass here. So we're ready to go for heat race number 2. Our second heat race of the evening is brought to you by Venom Racing. Here's your starting lineup here for tonight. Roger Craig and Dean Reynolds on row number 1. Chris Schaefer, Andrew Embach in row 2. Row number 3, Jeff Kemper, Jack Clevenger, Bob D. Good starts from 7th.
God, I love starting on the outside on a single screen.
You'll be good.
Winner will start on the inside, on the outside of row number 1. It's the Bassman against Dino. A pair of vets will bring us to the green flag, and away we go. Again, top 4 transfer, which is absolutely critical. Reynolds around the outside, could get the lead here. Although Andrew Embach, who's also a huge storyline coming in. He's looking for the Triple Crown this evening. Won the Raiders, won the Rebels, and is looking for the Renegades feature victory. Would be huge if he gets it done here tonight, Isaac.
Yeah, I think that'd be a first time ever for a Triple Crown, excuse me. But he's showing a lot of speed, so we'll see if he can get it done.
Absolutely. Off the corner, Craig. Back into third. Embach takes second away. Chris Schaefer in the 4th position at the moment. He's got company from Jeff Kemper behind him, Isaac.
Yeah, this battle for 3rd, 4th, and 5th here is actually shaping up pretty nicely here, and I think we're gonna have some contested here.
Absolutely, and now Schaefer looks on Roger Craig for that 3 position, but falls back. Kemper with the lane, possibly. No, cuts it back. I think he caught the wall off turn 2. Allows DeGood to throw the slider for 5th position, but almost way too much. Hang on, Schaefer. Got to the back of Roger Craig, and hello, B-Main for the Nukes number 23. That puts Kemper up into the 4th position, but Dean Reynolds, watch out. You may have company with 3 to go. Andrew Embach just closed in 0.4 of a second last time by. Isaac, he wants that race lead.
Yeah, and he is right on Dean.
Slide job, Embach, he's got it. The 4th time goes to the point.
That's what Dino knows his role. Just let him go.
Let's go to the race as well for that 3rd and 4th position. Roger Craig now hanging on the ropes as Bob DeGood now starts to challenge. We got 1 lap to go. Beautiful exit from DeGood. Isaac, he's there.
Here comes a slider. We're going to slide both up high.
We couldn't do it there.
Drag race down the backstretch.
He's got 1 final shot. DeGood sends it. They nearly touch. DeGood gives the Bassman enough room. Roger Craig or Bob DeGood. The Bassman takes it by 0.05 of a second.
I'm in the Rebels.
So now we move on to our 3rd heat race of the evening, brought to you by the Salty Dogs. It's Aiden Young and Terry Landis on row number 1. Brandon Dittmer and Andy Pat in row number 2. John Short, Blake Chapman, row 3. Stephen Goldner starts from 7th. There's a look at the new scheme of Brandon Dittmer. And yes, they have a sponsorship on that Training Wheels Racing number 83. I believe that is Ridge Development, Commercial Edge, Munson Electric, Easttown Crossing. Lots of supporters on that number 83 ride.
Nice.
Dean, you tried, man. Came close, but hey, you'll take second.
No, you know when somebody is definitely faster. I wasn't even going to attempt to try to slide back underneath him because he's faster than I am. So you just you patient. I'm in a Renegades race. I'm taking second in heat. I'm just going to go with that and let's maybe hope to luck into a top 10 in the future. You just got sometimes you got to know your role. I'm not that good to trade sliders with these guys. So let's just take second and come bring it home.
Absolutely. Aiden Young and Terry Landis, the front row. They will bring the field to the green flag. And it's on. Great jump from Aiden Young to enter turn 1 over the Desert Demon, who's got the preferred lane over Brandon Dimmer. We're 3 wide nearly for the lead, but it's 2 by 2 down the back chute. Slide job, the Spider Monkey. Too much of a slide job. 3 wide for the lead. Aiden Young leads lap 1. Wow, what a start to this race, Dean. Oh, baby. This is insane.
Woo, hang on.
Oh, Sharp puts
boy.
Young on the wall. He saves it. Oh, Young's got a problem, I think, on that 69,
Yeah, his steering's
Isaac.
gone. I think his steering's gone.
Yep, he does. And the New
He's
Hampshire
gonna
Rocket.
struggle. Yeah, it's crabbing. Look at Goldner from last to third.
Oh, my
2 laps.
goodness. You're right. What a start for the driver of the number 30 as Young bounces off the wall once more. Terry Landis, meanwhile, with the 4th position at the moment. Goldner rides 3rd. John Short 2nd. And Brandon Dittmer, the quickest so far, 17.79, answered back by Goldner at a 17.72. There's a view from our aerial shot. Short takes a look underneath. And Goldner gives him the room, but look at the run for the 30, Isaac.
Yeah, there should be a slider incoming here.
Got to be careful they
Make-
don't. Oh, there goes Steven. Upside down he goes. And into the B main. That's a
Him
tough.
and Aiden in the B.
Yeah, that's a tough break for Steven Goldner indeed. Dittmer now pulls away. He's got an 0.8 of a second lead on John Short, Terry Landis, and Andy Fountain at the moment.
Brandon ran the matinee as well, but he had a lot of problems with the turn 4 wall. I don't know if he was trying a setup that was maybe new to him or what, but boy, he seems to really have some speed now.
Look at this battle for the last transfer spot here. Holy smokes, Blake and Andy going at it.
Look at this. There's the salesman. Thank you for the popcorn, Blake Chapman, for that 4th position. Is it his? Yes, it is. 1 lap to go at drag race into turn 1. Chapman with the preferred line. Can he get the pole off of Terry Landis down the back chute? He can. He clears Patton. But Patton, 1 last shot in turn 3. Tries to get the low line to work, but off for 4. Great drive from Blake Chapman. It's a drag race. The salesman takes it.
Wow. What a run by Terry Landis as well.
Absolutely. The Desert Demon finishes in 3rd. And now we move to our 4th heat race of the evening, brought to you by Maurer Farm Management. On the front row, the high side banger, Patrick Spangler next to the Pink Panther and Jesse Atkinson. That's row number 1. Row number 2, Gentleman Jack Hitt in the 217 and Tyler Wilson in the 42. And row 3, lights out, the Money King, Kyle Moon in the 24 and Donovan Ross in the 5. Dean's favorite scheme as well is on the track. We'll just see that for fun.
I was going to say, wow, look at this heat. It's stacked, but we're in the Renegades.
Yes.
Everything's stacked.
Everything
look at
is
this heat.
stacked. Yeah, look at that.
That is the fastest front row I think you're going to find.
The high side banger and the Pink Panther, 2 guys that know how to drive at Williams Grove.
Yes, they do. When the track has some speed, they do. But we got to pull for Buddy.
You have to pull for Buddy. One guy that really needs a rebound run is Kyle Moonen. It's not been the start he's wanted to this Renegade season, Ides.
No. Yeah, and that's what he said in the Pissite podcast as well.
So we'll see how he can do here. Final heat race, by the way, of the evening before our last chance showdown. Spangler and Atkinson will bring us to the green flag for 8 laps. Winner starts on the outside of row number 2. Atkinson, good ride around off of turn number 2. Hangs He's onto the race lead for now, but Spangler tries to throw the slider. Doesn't work. Atkinson leads. They pulled away from Wilson in third and Ross in fourth, Isaac.
Yeah, I think
Whoa,
the big
hang
thing is, oh, contact.
Moonen again in the wall. We'll check the steering box. It could lead to a B main. But go ahead, Isaac, as you see Ross get the wall.
Yeah, I'm looking and I'm seeing Devo also getting up in the wall here in 3 and 4. I think it's starting to get a little more Tetris as these guys try to basically use the wall to gain some speed here.
Spangler catches the wall. He nearly biked it in turn 4. That's going to cost him a lot of time, Dean, to Jesse Atkinson, who just posted the fastest lap of this heat at a 17:77.
Yeah, and in the last race, I mentioned it. Sometimes it doesn't really matter where you start because you got 50 laps, but even though you got 30 laps of the Renegades, every spot means everything because the guy in front of you is just as good as you.
Absolutely.
So you have to start in front just to hold your position for the feature.
Tyler Wilson is third. Donovan Ross rides in the fourth position at the moment. Has just about a second lead on Jack Hitt at the moment. Oh, Atkinson.
He found turn 4.
And that allows Spangler to close in. Watch out, Pink Panther, because you got a rearview mirror full of Buddy. And there goes Spangler down low. Does he throw the slider off the corner? He gives Atkinson some room. 2 laps to go. Atkinson still leads, Isaac.
Yeah, I think the big thing is, even though he's down there and he has the preferred line, Atkinson might get, a little too much on the top and might slam in the wall here.
Look how close they were to each other, and Spangler throws a big slider from out. Wow, he did that clean and takes the lead. 1 lap to go. Atkinson.
Nope, not enough.
Atkinson didn't have the lane.
Good move.
Spangler.
That's way to do it right there.
Wow, what a slider from Patrick Spangler. Will start in the 4th position tonight. He wins heat race number 4. Atkinson 2nd, Wilson 3rd, and Ross 4th.
Holy crap.
That was a hell of a heat there for sure. So now it is time for our last chance showdown, brought to you by Gambler Motorsports. We know 16 drivers. We are taking 8. 3 of them will go home tonight. Here's how the lineup looks. Barry Goldner and Bob DeGood make up row number 1. Andy Patton and Kyle Moonen in row 2. Randy Shreves and Chris Schaefer, that's row number 3. Aiden Young, Jack Hitt, row 4. G.J. Boydell, Jack Clevenger round out the top 10, and Stephen Goldner starts from 11th. There'll be, Dean, a lot of changes to the order of this field when we complete this first lap.
Yeah, and when you get to the Renegades, you got the regular of the Renegades, and then you got the best from the Rebels that moved up. So the 3 guys that are going to go home are probably feature winners in Coast to Coast or top point finishers in Coast to Coast. I mean, this is going to be interesting to see who's going to be. And Kyle Moonen's got to be feeling snake bit, though, when it's coming to Renegades this season.
Absolutely. Kyle does not want to miss a second race this season, because if he does, it will count towards his final points. Exactly. Only 1 drop with the 11 race season we have on the year. We're going to watch the driver that starts from the 8th position on the racetrack, and that, of course, is the driver of the 217 in Jack Hitt. Again, that's when we complete the first lap, but it's Barry Goldner and Bob DeGood that brings the field to the green. The last chance showdown is underway at Williams Grove Speedway. Barry Goldner clears over in the corner, but look at Moonen send it. May have made some contact with the right rear wheel of Bob DeGood. Stephen Goldner tries to make some moves around the top. 3 wide for the lead. Here comes Andy Patton as Barry Goldner leads lap 1 in a smorgasbord of cars. Jack Hitt still with a final transfer spot, Isaac, but they not be for long.
Yeah, Stephen Goldner's going around him right now. Holy smokes.
That's a bonsai move from the driver of the 30. And oh, Jack Hitt gets turned off of Boydell. Hit keeps it going, but that's not what GJ or Jack want, Dean. Steven, meanwhile, around the outside on Schaefer for 7, but this pack looks like they're going to wreck.
You know, Andy got that bottom rolling pretty good at the end of the Rebels feature, and I think he learned something.
Oh!
He's putting it right to this.
Barry got the wall. 3 wide, nearly 4 wide. Moon cuts down. He saves it fairly. Here comes Steven again, all the way up to the top. He's
Oh
gonna.
my God! Look at what he Steven just gained.
He just passed 7 cars.
That's a quintuple feed or something. That's insane.
That was amazing. Oh my.
That's one of the greatest moves we've ever seen in the history of the Coast to Coast Racing League.
I hope you got that recorded, Marty. We got to
Oh
show.
my
and
goodness.
Moon is trying to do the same thing.
Absolutely. Chris Schaefer still hanging on to that final transfer spot, but with the pack all scattered, this allows Boydell to close in. This battle is not over yet, Dean. We've got 5 to go.
Yeah, and GJ should not give up, because with anything with those guys side by side as much as they are, you know, they probably should look at the relative and know that they're in. But like I said before, when these guys are as good as they are, every position means everything.
Oh, Schaefer! Garner gets the wall! Oh my goodness me! Schaefer takes the 8th spot away, but does he have damage that allows Hit to close in? Jack just gained a lot of time there, Isaac.
Yeah, and this is gonna be a battle for the last transfer spot all the way to the end here. I think Jack might have a chance here.
Meanwhile, for the lead,
He's right on him.
Steven Goldner looks to take the 30 car to the point. He clears him off of turn 2. And now we go to 8th. Here comes the gentleman Jack off the corner, and he clears Schaefer for 8th, Isaac.
Oh, I don't even know where to begin right now, to be honest.
Oh,
with you,
my
buddy.
Hit caught the wall. Hit caught the wall. But he still gained some time with 2 laps left. Can he hang on to this final transfer spot, or will Schaefer steal it?
They're still racing aggressive here in the middle of the pack, so
Yes, they are.
There's
I would call it a day and just take her home.
Moonen and Young, that's for 4th.
oh, Bobby Good.
DeGood almost with contact with Boydell for 6, but off of turn 4. Steven Goldner from last to first in 10 laps.
Fuel. Jack ran out of fuel.
Oh no, Jack's out.
Jack ran out of fuel.
Oh.
He had his heat set up, I bet, in there, and he didn't have enough fuel.
Oh, heartbreak.
That might be one of the craziest beam
I
games
would
I've
kick
ever
the
watched.
cat if that happened to me.
That is by far the craziest B main I've ever watched.
Chris Schaefer makes it in.
He should take that horseshoe off the top of his door and carry it with him. Wow.
Let's
I
show.
mean, that's where you got to be. You got to put yourself in a position to get that.
Let's show this to you. One more time.
Oh.
Jack hit. You can see that car just sputtered. And Schaefer surprises in turn 3 and 4. Unbelievable pandemonium. We just saw in that B main. So we know. So there's a lot of stuff to watch out for here. This race is gonna be so tough to win. You've got, first off, we've got a guy in Andrew Embach that is looking for the Triple Crown tonight, and then we've got a guy in Steven Goldner that could do what he did at I-55 a couple of seasons ago, and win the B main and win the A main.
I just want you to know that Steven Goldner in that B main on lap 4 alone went from 8th to 2nd.
Yeah.
On lap 4.
On lap 4.
We're gonna watch lap 4.
Boy, this track is slick.
That is one of the most insane things I've ever watched.
Take
That
a
was
look at
amazing.
this. Take a look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's utterly incredible. I then passed the 5th one twice. And if you
Wow.
want to look from an onboard shot, folks, here you go. We would watch from our drone, or not from our drone. We would move around the onboard, but our accelerometers are having some issues. When it comes to moving that around. Look at that. Look at that.
What is an accelerometer?
Or a gyro, I should say. You know, the pitch,
Yeah.
roll, and yaw.
Yeah. Well, Goldner just went by me, so I'm sure that is the highlight. Going by me in practice. And he did it on the inside.
There you see Steven. He is currently 5th quick on the racetrack at the moment.
I just want to put this out there that Andrew Embach, which is 2nd fastest in our warm-up
Make it
here
quickest
so
now.
far, and he starts on the outside pole.
Triple Crown possibility.
No, I just found out I need to put more gas in.
This is one of the most insane nights I've ever been a part of.
What do you think about this track, Isaac, though? You think the middle and the bottom is going to slow up so much that outside's going to come back in late?
Probably.
Because
I
it
can
is
see
slick. It is slick.
It really is slick, that's for sure. Look at Terry Landis, 7th quick on the track. Warm-ups are in the books. Embach the quickest. And so that means, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Cool Ray, the Coast to Coast Racing League, the Oswegan Speedway, and all the fine drivers and sponsors, we thank you so much for choosing to spend your Monday night with us. We know you're watching it after the race is over, but it's time to meet the field of 24, ready to take the green for 30 laps at the Williams Grove Speedway. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the Super Dirt Car Series starting lineup. On the front row for tonight, it's Brennan Lacey in the 414 and Andrew Embach in the 410. Row number 2, the Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer in the 83, and the high side banger, Patrick Spangler in the 39. Row number 3, Dan McLaren in the 88, and Dean Reynolds in the 790. Row 4, Shorty, John Short in the 51, and the Pink Panther, Jesse Atkinson in the 127. Rounding out the top 10 tonight, Chad Cote in the 11, and Jeff Kemper in the 181. Row 6 tonight, Terry Landis, the Desert Demon, in the 61, and Macho Man Tyler Wilson in the 042. Row number 7 tonight is where you'll find Slide Job Isaac Salas in the 5, and the Bassman Roger Craig in the 747. Row 8, the Salesman Blake Chapman in the 20, and Devo Donovan Ross in the 5. Row number 9 is Stephen Goldner in the 30 and Andy Patton in the 87. Row 10, Randy Shreves in the 56, and the Money King, Kyle Moonen in the 24. Row 11 tonight, Aiden Young in the 69, and G.J. Boydell in the 014. Rounding out the grid for tonight, Bobby Good in the 7, and Chris Schaefer in the 23. The Steve King Foundation Pace Truck hits pit road as we're set to go for the race against childhood cancer start. Where else would you rather be than right here, right now, from coast to coast? It is showtime at Williams Grove Speedway. Brennan Lacey takes the lead off of quarter number 2. Andrew Embach is second. Race for third, Brandon Dittmer against Patrick Spangler, but Embach rides the wall. Ooh, he rode it enough. He may have suffered damage. Ooh, he got loose off the corner. He's in trouble early as Lacey pulls away to about a 1-second lead on Embach and Spangler. There you see them down the back chute. Embach still trying to ride it around the outside. They try to close in on Brennan Lacey, and they cannot. One car is sideways off of 2. That's Dittmer. Short gets by, though, for the 5th position. Dean Reynolds also a part of that battle as well. Reynolds moves up into 7th. Actually, oh, hang on, Dittmer! Holy cow, what a flip! Say with Blake Chapman! Caution is out, there goes the Salesman! The Salesman has gone bankrupt! Caution is out.
Yeah, me and Brandon got together coming down the back stretch. I didn't see him, and then all of a sudden he's in my side. I didn't know if I drifted up or he had to come down, but it sounded like we were 3 wide, though.
Here's what happened to Dittmer. Him and Reynolds just about touched. And that's a wild, wild hit for the driver of the 83. We'll take a look here. See if this is a good angle from the Spider Monkey.
They did get a 2X.
Yeah, I think he did. A hit that gives you remnants of Port Royal. And here is Blake Chapman. Get ready for a dizzy ride, folks. Nowhere to go, one bet. Then another car hit him. I can't recall who that was. And then he started barrel rolling enough where the salesman went out of left field.
Yeah, and I don't know what happened to Brandon not going down the front straightaway. Next thing I know, he's really slow coming out of 4 and went underneath him. And then I think Chad was underneath me, or somebody was underneath me.
So a good start for Brennan Lacey here at the moment. A 1 second lead. I think that was a caution that Andrew Umbach really wanted because I think he knows he's got a fast car tonight, Isaac. But he is yet to face a guy like Brennan Lacey this season, obviously.
Well, he's in. When you look at who he's up against right now, he
Yes.
has Brennan and Patrick in first and third. All right, that is the cream of the crop right now. So to be with those guys, that is.
Absolutely. So
And you know what? Don't count out Shorty because he ran the matinee, and you could tell that, you know, as more laps he got in, the faster he got. He hasn't been racing a lot lately, but John's always has his fast car.
Yeah, Shorty's back too.
curling
Always.
scored in the 5th position. Last time by, though, Andrew Umbach did have the quickest lap as it's the Mission 22 restart. We're back to green. Great jump for Brennan Lacey once again. Meanwhile, there's Short up on the top shelf where Mama hides the cookies. Still hangs on to P5 though at the moment. Couldn't do enough to close in on McLaren for the 4th spot. Everyone amongst the front 4. Oh, look out, trouble. That's Cote. Gets collected by another. That is Devo. And second yellow of the day is out.
Where is everybody? I'm looking in the rearview mirror and there's no cars.
Cote and Kemper. Causes of caution number 2. Here's what happened to their own defending Rebels champ. Kemper just got into him. Saw Golder just get a piece of it, but there's Devo with nowhere to go.
Yeah, this track is slick. I already got my wing at a 3, and I never move it back that far.
Really? I'm sitting over at like 5.
Oh yeah, I'm at a 3.
There you see Kemper just get into him, and once he got him sideways, he went. And yeah, Goldner did get him. And there you see the impact from Donovan Ross.
Of course, Lacey's wings looks like it's about a 0.
So lights will go off the Steve King Foundation pace truck, which will mean we will have 1 lap to go before we take the green flag. Next week on Monday Night Madness, it'll be the first Monday Night Madness of 2023. And for the first time in a couple of months, we head back to the Lanier Raceplex.
Oh, I'll be here too.
Broadcast time 8 p.m. on the Coast to Coast Racing Network.
I like Lanier.
Lanier is always a fun track to watch, that's for sure. Let's reset the field. No changes amongst the top 2. Those were the ones that were on the front row. Patrick Spangler 3rd, Dan McLaren 4th, John Shore 5th. Dean Reynolds 6th, Jesse Atkinson 7th, Tyler Wilson 8th, Terry Landis 9th, Isaac Salas rounds out the top 10. Mission 22 restart once again. Lacey fires back to green. Umbach back on the outside, but rides the wall once more. And they were just about side by side for 3rd between McLaren and Spangler. Umbach moves down to the basement of the track. Switches it back up top in 1 and 2, and there you see the sparks again continue to fly. But he gained some good time on Brennan Lacey. Gap is 0.2 of a second. He saw that his confidence. He tries again, but then he takes it with a tail take. And in the wall, that's the worst I've seen him spark yet. And the gap is back up to a second for Andrew Umbach. Let's watch some other good races. Rather that caution. Chris Schaefer, Bob DeGood around. Chad Cote also in it.
Well, Chad's having a tough race.
Here's what happened to Randy Shreves in the 56. Came down on Schaefer. Round they went. Shreves in the inside wall. He's right on board with Chris Schaefer. That race is happening in front of him. And then that extra hit, I believe, came from Cote. It did. There you see him. Andy Good also spun.
How's Golden and Moonin doing? How many positions?
Your
Golden's
biggest,
in like 13th.
biggest mover of the race. We'll get it to you here in just a moment. So as we get set to come back to the green flag. Brennan Lacey leads, Andrew Umbach second, Patrick Spangler third, Dan McLaren fourth, John Short rounds out the top 5. Biggest mover on the racetrack is currently Aiden Young. He started in 21st. The New Hampshire Rocket is up 9 spots into 12th.
Wow.
So we will go one additional lap here.
Oh, Stephen Goldner just asked for an EOL. Not sure why.
Interesting.
Or does he want to pass everybody again?
Maybe he wants to pull a B-May move. Who knows? So, all right. Schedule, by the way, while we're at it, the rest of the week here. Tomorrow night is Topside Tuesday. That's at Fairbury and Charlotte. Charlotte's for the trucks. Of course, Hometown Heroes Wednesday night, every Wednesday at Lincoln Speedway. Thursday night is with the small and big blocks at Williams Grove. Then the Xfinity Series goes to Charlotte as well. Then Friday Night Lights is at Williams Grove Speedway. Rest of the top 10, Dean Reynolds, Tyler Wilson, Jesse Exon, Terry Landis, and Isaac Salas. And Bach tests the top once again. But Spangler tries to attack him for second. Brandon Dittmer, meanwhile, has taken it to the pits, not sure for what. John Short, meanwhile, around out the outside on Reynolds, but just about clips the wall. 5th position still his. We've completed 8 laps already in our Renegades feature. Macho Man Tyler Wilson all over Dean Reynolds' tail tank for 6th. That's how slick it is at Williams Grove Speedway, how much the drivers are getting off the gas. Right on board here. They're probably even using some brake as well. Getting to as low as 80 miles an hour. They touch. Hang on. There goes Wilson. And collects Landis as well. That's what telemetry looks like when you're in an accident. Let's give you another angle. He looked underneath on Dean. I don't know. That's interesting.
I did feel contact. I don't know.
Yeah, there was contact between you and Reynolds, but I think Wilson just came up into you. We'll take a look.
I was on the inside. I couldn't
Oh,
go much lower.
yeah, when you came down, Wilson caught that inside wall that opened up. You know what I mean? Let's watch. We got some time on board with the Macho Man. So caution flag waves once again. We'll put 10 laps up on the board when we come back to the green flag. Isaac, you're running ninth position at the moment. You're up 4 spots. What are you thinking about this race so far at the moment?
Patience, patience, patience.
Absolutely.
To be honest with you.
Yeah, when John goes to the outside, he's out there so far. I have no idea where he is when I'm coming out of the corner.
So we will go green this time by. And again, Brennan Lacey, your leader. Andrew Embach, second. Patrick Spangler, third. Dan McLaren, fourth. And John Short, fifth. Dean Reynolds in sixth. Jesse Atkinson, seventh. Terry Landis, eighth. Isaac Salas, ninth. Aiden Young rounds out the top 10. 10 laps in the books. 20 laps remain. We're back to green. Embach again around the outside. Continues to spark that outside wall. Short tries to get a run on McLaren for fourth. That doesn't work out. Oh, McLaren, Short, tries to pull a Ross Chastain. And some contact with Short. D has to let off.
That was a little scary.
And back into sixth, Reynolds goes. Brennan out rather keeps his spot as Atkinson and Landis race it out for P7. We've got a race for the lead starting to develop here. Embach still hanging in there with Brennan Lacey. But Lacey doubles the gap that time to a half second. Leaders, meanwhile, start to approach some lap traffic. Ooh, Embach sent it in a little bit too much. He catches the wall. He is trying to throw the kitchen sink every lap at Brennan Lacey. He's driving it as hard as he can, like he's throwing slide jumps. I don't know about that strategy by Andrew here, guys. It's very risky. The gap is already now down to a half second. If he just keeps right at the top, just like that, he will close it well. Hang on, McLaren. Sideways, he went off the corner. This allows Short to challenge for fourth. And same with Atkinson as well. Big run for the 51, and Short takes away fourth. Where I believe the last time we saw Short running near the front, got to go back to Port Royal last season, I should say. A track that runs a lot similar to Williams Grove. The top two, meanwhile, approach lap traffic as they see Barney wave the cross flags. 15 up and 15 down. Embach again rides the wall. Tries to get a big run. Past Kyle Moon and he goes. Gap is 0.4 of a second down to Brennan Lacey. Back to the battle for fourth. It's now a battle for fifth. McLaren hanging on. The Pink Panther of Jesse Atkinson. 3 wide off the corner. There's nearly contact between Atkinson and Short. And so McLaren hangs on to fifth. Back to the race for the lead. Big exit from Andrew Embach. They're nearly side by side. Embach's got a good exit. They're side by side for the lead. Lacey just about shuts the door at the line. Kyle Moonen, meanwhile, takes it into the pits. Embach, big run off for turn 2. Can he clear Brennan Lacey? The answer is yes for right now. Can Embach lead it at the line? Oh, Embach hits the wall again, but he still leads it with 12 laps to go. Andrew Embach just passed Brennan Lacey up top at a track that Brennan Lacey is very good at. Here's the race for the fourth position. Jesse Atkinson and John Short still continue to go at it. McLaren still hangs on to sixth. This time it's Aiden Young as McLaren catches the wall. Aiden Young from 21st to 6th position. This time by for Andrew Embach. 10 laps to go. He's got Lacey, though, still on his tail. Trying to get the Triple Crown, a very rare achievement in the Coast to Coast Racing League. Oh boy, this just gives you flashbacks to Jeff Flero at the end of 21, I believe it was, at USA International Speedway, where he won the Raiders and the Rebels, but finished second in the Renegades to Kyle Moonen. But Lowline Lacey is a master at the basement of the racetrack. Still not giving up. I don't know if Embach may want to play defense or not, but that high side is just so slippery for all it's worth. He is staying consistent, though. with a 4/10 of a deficit gap. But there's some more lap traffic approaching, and that ends with a caution. Terry Landis has spun it with 8
Isaac, your
laps
left front
to
is all
go.
messed up.
I know.
Let's take a look.
That's all my fault.
Yep, Salas and Landis, they touched. McLaren was also in it, and Landis is on his side. Roger Craig, what a mess. And same with Tyler Wilson. A lot of drivers dodging a huge sniper bullet. Right on board here with Terry. You see Salas look inside. There's the contact. You see Goldner, I think, got in as well. And here's Isaac. So take a deep breath, folks, because this may be the last deep breath you have from now on until the end of this one. We got Andrew Umbach, who has won the Raiders and the Rebels tonight, looking for the illustrious Triple Crown. That's all 3 races won in one night. The defending champion, Brendan Lacey, wants to spoil that party. The hometown vet in Patrick Spangler, the 2-time champion, the Renegades, wants to spoil the party. Will any of those 2 take down Andrew Umbach, or will Umbach pull the complete alphabet soup? There's 7 laps to go when we take the Mission 22 restart. And you hear it there from the radio. Get ready,
Yeah.
going green. This is intense, folks. Very intense. 7 to go. First time tonight, Umbach brings the field to green. He did a good job staying behind Umbach. We know Andrew's not the best when it comes to these restarts on the outside, but hangs on for right now. You saw Short, though, ride the wall off of turn 2. Umbach plays defense right in front of Brendan Lacey, but a bad set of the corner. They touch. Umbach may want to switch up top. Lacey may want to steal it from him. Still plays defense with 6 laps to go. Lacey about sideways. Here comes Lacey underneath. It's a drag race down the back chute, but watch out for the high side banger. Umbach moves back up top. He rides the wall again, once and twice. Lacey takes the lead back with 5 to go. Umbach is on the ropes. Spangler wants second. And Umbach rides it once again. Bounces off of it. 4 to go. Brendan Lacey looking for his second win of the season. Umbach has to ride the high line from now on, but he's got to keep it clean. No more wall scrapes. Does it there once again. He's just losing time. Ooh, so much yaw out of the 410. The Triple Crown is fading away with 3 laps left. Spangler wants to take that second spot away. John Shore, Aiden Young for 4th. Young trying to go up 17 spots. Blake Chapman, how about him? From flipping to going up to 6th. 2 laps remain. Ooh, Young almost can taste it. Chapman and Atkinson nearly touch. Off at turn 4. White flag is out. 1 lap to go for Brendan Lacey. Andrew Umbach, his toughest opponent tonight. The defending champ of the Renegades. And Brendan Lacey through 3 and 4. Your first repeat winner. Oh my goodness! Umbach off the corner. Almost pulls a Chastain, but Lacey takes the win. Embach did whatever it took to finish on the Triple Crown. But Brennan Lacey, second win of the season, and will extend the championship lead in the standings. A lot of drivers, I think, ran out of gas to the checkered flag. But here's what I was referring to coming to the checkers. Watch Embach here. He just gassed it as much as he could, sent it in. He pulled up to the front wing of Brennan Lacey. He almost stole that away. Well, Stephen Goldner was about to lose the greatest move in coast-to-coast history in that situation. But we will get to your top three here. Unfortunately, we got no Andrew Umbach on the top three as his car was already junked and beaten up. So let's get our third place finisher on in here. And of course, that is the high side banger, Patrick Spangler. Patrick, we wrap up the Pennsylvania string of races here tonight. For tonight's race, though, what positives do you take away from it?
That's the third race in a row where I got 0 incidents. So I'm getting those 5 extra bonus points. That's huge.
Oh, that's huge.
Yeah, the first race I started higher than 16th, so I'll take that too. So yeah, good race by Lacey. Mbach, that was a hell of a race. I've never seen him that fast. So all night, like big improvements from the vet season like 2 seasons ago. So congrats to him.
Absolutely, man. Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
Shout out Roger for running the league, you for running the broadcast. Thank you to Buffalo Snow for crapping your internet out and stuff. And then Training Wheels Racing and Dad and Uncle back home watching.
All right. We'll have this uploaded for you in a bit. Great run.
Thanks.
That's Patrick Spangler, our third place finisher here tonight. And our second place finisher here is Andrew Embach. Andrew,
Yes, sir.
so close, man, to that Triple Crown. What more did you need on those final laps?
Well, there in the final laps, I think Lacey bumped into me on the back a little bit, and he came through that little hole that was made there. Other than that, it wasn't too bad. I think I could have got it on the last lap, but I got into the wall a little bit, and he snuck by me.
I want to get to that last lap in just a moment, but was it a lot of those wall impacts sparking off the wall? Did that also carry in, costing some momentum too?
Yeah, it did.
That's what we were wondering all up here. But that final lap, you almost Chastained it. You were up to that front wing, man. You had to pull a Hail Mary, and I don't think anyone will blame you for that.
Yeah, I kind of got out of it on that wall right there. I didn't think that would have been very professional to do that, so I got out of it.
Ah, gotcha. Understandable there. You made a lot of fans proud tonight. A lot of people happy. Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
Just give a shout out to Vanderpool Racing, like I said earlier. So that's about all.
Congratulations, man, on a great run tonight
Good job.
overall.
What a night.
Absolutely.
Awesome night, man.
What a night, Andrew.
Alrighty, thank you.
Andrew Embach, our second place finisher. But now we go to Cool Ray Victory Lane to talk with your winner, Brennan Lacey, second win of the season. After last week, man, what a recovery for you. How were you able to hold off probably one of the fastest guys here tonight?
We needed it after last week. There at the end, I'm just from a racing instinct, and I've done it before. Dude's running everything else, other line. He wants to come down there and try to cut it off. I'm going to feed somebody a chrome horn. I know he probably didn't like it, but that's how I'm going to race it. I expect that same way. You run the same line. little not happy with that, but we got it done. And then down there in the back, I kept hearing somebody bouncing off the wall, and I think Moonin was telling me that the dude's trying to wall ride. So maybe we get that looked at. I don't know, but luckily we got it to stick and bring up another one here at Williams Groves. I hate this place as much as the other guy, but somehow I run good here. But yeah, I'll take it.
Were you surprised that he was running your pounded low line trying to play defense? Because all night long, he was so good up on the top.
Yeah, from my eyes in that race there, if he wouldn't have ever went to the bottom, he probably would have won it. You want the honest opinion? I couldn't hit the bottom any better than what I was, and the minute he went down there, I'm not going to give it to him. I'll go in there and I'll race somebody that way if I have to every week, and they'll race me the same way. That's just how I am. But it doesn't make people happy with that. But I'm not going to let that happen to me when I've been down there the whole night just for a blocking deal. If I'm that close, and it's not like I wrecked him, you just got to move him out the way.
Absolutely. Were you very surprised as well that he made that big move on you in 3 and 4? He got up to your front wing on the final corners.
Yeah, the top's fast there. If you could run it right and keep it out of the fence and run the right line, the top is definitely fast. It's been proven time and time again. I've seen Goldner do it. I've seen Moonen do it. I've seen Spangler do it. It's just there. Luckily, the bottom kind of went a little bit away faster than I wanted it to. With the new setup here, with the no qual and stuff like that, track's a little bit different, which I don't mind at all. I love it, and it just kind of went away on me. But a little bit gear issue. I think I took too much gear in it, but we learn. We wanted to test something tonight, so we tested, and it ended up working for us. So I can't complain too much.
Well, next week, man, you go to another track that I believe suits your style, Lanier. What's the outlook look like as you enter next week?
Short track. You boys know I'm all about some short tracks. I like them way better than these things. So we'll look forward to that one. That's mainly a 2-groove racetrack. You can get a bottom and a top rolling there. I can't tell you the last time I remember running the 360 there. So we'll see what happens, but we'll look forward to it. It's a racy track, out of one of the best ones on here.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, it's been forever since we last went there. Who do you want to give shout-outs to on the run?
As always, Vanderbilt Racing, fantastic group of guys. Glad to see Goldner back. Pulled off that win last week, which was big. Moonin, thanks for him. Even though he wrecked out again, not his year so far. So hopefully we'll get him back in the winner's circle up here with y'all. And big shout out to Ross over at Velocity Race Designs, making these things look killer as always. Thank you for you guys for doing this. I know you take your time to do it, and we really appreciate that. So I appreciate you all, Roger and them, and everything for this.
Well, on the bright side, Vanderbilt is 3 for 3 to begin the Renegade season. You've got 2 of them. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Hopefully we can keep that rolling.
Absolutely. Brennan Lacey, your winner tonight. He's in Cool Ray Victory Lane. Cool Ray's goal is to make sure that Ray's reputation of 100% customer service lives on today. Cool Ray is proud of the reputation of their businesses in the Southeast, the official title sponsor of the Coast to Coast Racing League. Check them out online at coolray.com. Well, that pretty much puts an end to our night tonight here. Let's give you the official results here following this round. Brennan Lacey takes the win. Andrew Umbach second. Patrick Spangler third. Aiden Young fourth. John Short fifth. Blake Chapman finishes in sixth. 7th spot goes to Jesse Atkinson. Randy Shraves is in 8th. 9th spot, Stephen Goldner. Great run from him from winning the B main and up to finishing in the 9th position. And, of course, rounding out the top 10 goes to Isaac Salas. Hard Charger, of course, belongs to the driver of the 69, Aiden Young. Aiden up 17 spots for the drop of the green flag to finish in 4th. Unfortunately, Dean, I got some bad news. Because of the technical difficulties we had earlier tonight, no buddy time.
Well, that's probably good because I actually don't know where the heck he is.
Okay, good. All right, let's move on. Let's move on to next week here as we head to Lanier. Isaac, next week, a track that we haven't been to in a while. So, what do drivers do to get the ring rust off of them?
Pull a Chad Cote and make somebody like me actually go out and practice. He was on me all week to go out and actually put some laps in. So thanks, Chad. I did end up putting some. I think you're gonna have 2 distinct lines, so you're gonna have to figure out, kind of what you want to go for. You're obviously gonna have your Patricks, and you're obviously gonna have your Brennans that are gonna be want to be up top, want to be on the bottom here. So you're just gonna have to figure that out pretty early and I think commit to it, man.
Isaac, oh, excuse me. Thanks, Isaac. Dean, what are you expecting?
You know, out of all the short tracks, I think Lanier is the raciest, and especially in an open set sprint car. Because you're going to be able to run way up against the wall with good speed. You can go right to the bottom and hug the corner really well. And, you know, and I think Isaac also, that you can get some good slide jobs. The apex of those corners are open for slide jobs there too as well. I enjoy Lanier. I really do. I think that's the best of the short tracks. It's wide. And if it develops, you know, if it rolls in good, you're going to have that high side right up against the wall. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And, you know, I mean, today I know a lot of people say, ooh, Williams Grove. But I tell you what, I ran 3 times today, and all 3 of them had cars all over the track. I tell you, I think I'm going to go back and watch and see what everyone is doing. You know, it was a lot of fun out there. I had a lot of fun.
Definitely was a lot of fun for sure. So we will wrap things up here tonight. On behalf of everyone here at the Coast to Coast Racing League, all the fine drivers and sponsors, our main man Roger Craig and all of his company of admins, on behalf of Isaac Salas and Dean Reynolds, Marty Scala signing off. Congratulations to Andrew Umbach and Brennan Lacey, your winners tonight at Williams Grove. So long, everyone. Happy holidays, and we'll talk to you in 2023.